August is soon coming to a close. With that comes September. Today we will be discussing sneakers to resell in the month of September. If you're not into reselling, that's okay as well. You could use this guide to know what are going to be the most hype sneakers, the most limited, or even what popular general releases may go on sale because hey, we're all trying to save some money. Specifically, we'll be discussing the name of the sneaker, the retail, the release date, and whether that sneaker will be profitable or not, or if they may even sit on shelves resulting in a sale price. Feel free to subscribe and enable post notifications. This way you stay 100% up to date on all these profitable releases. Also, be sure to follow my Twitter for urgent updates and info, KeithAdam10, such as the recent shock drop for the Kobe's we saw, and for early information before the drops actually occur, you can join Endurance with the link in the description below. First, even though the first drop is the last day of August, not September, I did want to mention the highly anticipated Supreme SB Dunk Rammellzee collab. These are dropping on August 31st on Supreme, but the Nike drop will be later in September. I'll update you guys soon with a precise date. We have the Dunk High version dropping for $140 and the Dunk Low for $130. First, regarding the Dunk Highs, despite the model typically not performing well, this pair has a lot of demand. I'd expect these to be profitable with a decent margin, but nothing crazy. On the other hand, the Dunk Lows have even more demand as to be expected. You could expect these to be extremely profitable with an incredible margin. Then, on September 1st for $130, the Sabrina 1 Iconic Photon Dust in women's will be dropping. While we have seen a GT pair perform well in the past, these don't seem to have too much demand, unfortunately. However, I'd still expect them to sell out, and best case, perhaps even be a couple dollars profit with a poor margin in large sizes if you have no tax. Also on the same day, we'll see another colorway of these drop, the Spark, but I'd say those are completely personals. Also on September 1st for $125, the Puma MB02 Low TB will have 4 new colorways dropping now, and like most recent colorways, I'd expect all of them to just be personals, and you might be able to grab them for below retail in the secondary market as well. And finally, also for the first, the Noah Puma Pro Star will be dropping. Like all recent Pumas, despite these being a collaboration, I'd still expect them to just be personals as well. But then on the second for $180 in men and $140 in grade school, the Jordan 1 Palomino will be dropping. Initially, I had a little hope for these since they were reminiscent of the Mocha colorway, but I was mostly skeptical since they had a colored swoosh and toe box as well as no white mid panel. Typically, they do better when they have a white mid panel with a black swoosh. These Jordan 1s rarely tend to do well, and we see the same pattern when it comes to these. Unfortunately, I do expect both of these, the men and grade school, to be personals unless you do have no tax and local buyers, so you could avoid seller fees, so mostly just personals. Also on the second for $250, the J Balvin Jordan 3 Medellín Sunset will be dropping. While demand appears to be decent on these, the elevated retail really ruins the potential that they did have. Unfortunately, after tax and seller fees, these will most likely become just personals unless you have no tax, or you could sell locally, and even then expect a poor margin. Moving on to the 6th for $120, the Dunk Low Topography University Blue will be dropping. Unfortunately, pre-sale is already at retail, so I'd have to say personals only for these two. Then on the 7th for $110, the Dunk Low White Hyper Royal will be dropping. Similarly, these are also about retail, so personals only. Also on the 7th for $120, the Mac Attack White and Black will be dropping. Mac Attacks had a very quick run after Travis wore them, but the hype is now unfortunately dead. So like the other recent pairs of Mac Attacks, I'd expect these to just be personals. You might even be able to grab them for below retail in the secondary market if you are patient. Then on the 8th for $200, the Eastside Golf Jordan 1 1961 will be dropping. Based on how the prior pair performed, sizes 11 and above may have some potential for profitability, the bigger being the better, especially the case when it comes to Golf Jordans. If anything, I'd say these may perform even better than the prior pair initially did, since they do have a lot more details, but of course, we'll see. Right now, demand doesn't look great, but they might make a decent sleeper cook in those big sizes. We'll see as we do approach the drop. As of now, I would definitely say focus on sizes 11.5 and 12. Also on the 8th for $150, the corporate Jordan Airship will be dropping. Like all recent airships, I'd expect these to mostly just be personals, despite them being a collaboration. Unfortunately, there just isn't much demand for this model in general. At best, maybe some brick profit with a poor margin on large sizes if you have no tax. And finally, for the 8th for $110, the Ja 1 Hunger will be dropping. Unfortunately, Ja hype has been decreasing as well. Nonetheless, it does still appear that there may be sufficient demand for brick profit with a poor margin on large sizes if you have no tax, otherwise just personals though. Then on the 9th for $210, we'll be having the full drop for the Jordan 4 Red Cement. If you recall, these had a shock drop already that I did warn you guys about, like the recent Kobe's as well, and that reminds me, September does have something planned that you guys should be excited for. Subscribe and enable post notifications to stay updated, and for urgent notifications, follow my Twitter, KeithAdam10. For all precise early information before these shock drops, and even early new domain links for Shopify drops and more, like what we had for Union, be sure to check out Endurance with the link in the description below. We also do much more than just sneaker reselling, and in these markets, I'd really encourage you guys to try to broaden your horizons as a reseller to more markets outside of just sneakers. Anyway, I'd expect these prices to maintain mostly as they are, considering there are already a lot in circulation, and I think the remaining stock to be released is mostly already priced in. With that said, I'd expect both the men and grade school to be profitable with a decent margin, larger sizes being the best. I'll do a more in-depth resale predictions the night before in the seller hold video though. Also on the 9th for $210, the Jordan 2 Women's Soft Pink will be dropping. Like all Jordan 2s, I'd expect these to just be personals only, and you might even be able to grab these on sale if you are patient. But then on the 12th for $150, the Jordan 4 Grade School Cacao Wow will be dropping. I'd expect these to mostly just be personals, at best perhaps brick profit with a poor margin on sizes 6 to 7 if you have no tax. Then on the 13th for $180, the Jordan 1 Praline will be dropping. Unfortunately, I'd expect these to just be personals like most recent non-classic Jordan 1 colorways. And then on the 15th for $150, we'll be seeing the Terror Squad Air Force 1 low drop in black, and also a white and blue colorway following a delay. These were supposed to release a little while ago. These actually have pretty solid demand, so despite a higher than usual retail, I think both of them actually do have potential for lunch money with a subpar to decent margin. Moving on to the 21st for $180, the Jordan 5 Low Women's Chutney will be dropping. Like all Jordan 5 lows, these are personals only, and you could probably get them on sale too if you're patient. The same goes for the Jordan 11 Low IE Black and White, which drops on the 22nd for $190. The same goes for the Jordan 2 Black Cement, which drops on the 23rd for $175. And finally, the same goes for the Jordan 8 Playoffs, although they might not actually go on sale. We'll see. We may also see some Yeezys drop this month, but I'll have to keep you guys updated on those, as well as many other releases that will pop up throughout the month as usual. Anyway, that's all I do have for you guys today. Remember, you can now join Endurance with the link in the description below for a limited time if you're looking to broaden your horizons as a reseller into other markets too. And you could also purchase the Gargantua bot with the link in the description for a limited time. We just added a CCS raffle module, which has been working really well, and I'd suggest trying it out. With that said, have a fantastic rest of your day, and of course, good luck on these upcoming releases.